you were going to go out to Fly Shack or pool, you had to hop on the streetcar and you go out to the zoo. We went out to Playland. And of course, when my dad would take me out for a Sunday, we didn't have a car. Our car was a streetcar.
Well, my first memories of streetcars goes back to my Spanish grandmother, and her idea of fun on a Sunday was a 20-cent pass on the Market Street Railway. So she took me all over the city on the 20-cent pass. I was free because I was just a little guy, and I learned all the streetcar routes.
You could go anywhere. Everyone was out doing things. I mean, we'd be running around. I played a football game in Fort Mason. We'd have to hold it off while the H car went by, and we'd do all that kind of stuff. And we'd leave in the morning and not come back at night, and get bawled out for getting dirty and all that kind of stuff. I don't think youngsters nowadays do that much.
Playland was wonderful. We'd always go out there and we'd go to the merry-go-round and the Big Dipper and the Fun House, and there was a diving bell and Shoot the Chutes. And that was just, I just loved the Shoot the Chutes because it was, so scary to go into the tunnel and then come up and then come running down. It was great fun.
Well, it was fun for one thing. As a kid, making the rides, those old rides, the bumper cars, all of that was fun. But for me, getting there was half the fun too, to ride the streetcar over there.
Oh, the 12 line was, I would never take the L. To me, taking the L was sacrilegious. And I was with a buddy once, and he wanted to take the L, and then he wanted to take the streamline car that was coming. I said, hell no. One Saturday morning, I took the 12, and I swear it was the fastest ride in my life. And it was an all-female crew. And we took off, and I don't think I've ever gone faster.
It seemed like a big city. As I look back now, it's a small city. But it was great. You'd go downtown and you'd be all dressed up and, just to go shopping, to get dressed up to go down to the Fox Theater or the Paramount or the St. Francis. It was just, we always got dressed up once you hopped on that. I mean, if you were going downtown, you got dressed up.
Well, any true San Franciscan, the first dimension they learn is 24 inches. That's the distance between the inner and outer track.
So when we had the 4 tracks going down on Market Street, and so if we were on the number cars and we had to get off, we stood sometimes between the two, in the middle of the tracks like that, between the two lines, which was never scary for me because my father drove the streetcar and I knew that he would never put me in harm's way, and I just trusted him, and I always felt safe.
I've done many things riding the streetcars, or I should have taken a taxi or something. Like I went to the opera in the streetcar once, and I wore a white tie and tails. And I didn't know, with these tails, you don't know whether to sit on them or have them hang down, so I solved the problem by standing on the back platform of the H car. So
when the Opera House opened, I remember my dad took me there, and we had standing room because we couldn't afford seats at San Francisco Opera. We took the streetcar down, took the K, and then we took the H on up.
Kezar was the only time, I didn't do this, but only time I saw people riding on the roof. And the only time I rode on the roof was the night the war ended. My mother mustn't have been paying attention because I was 14 years old, and I said, can I go down and see the celebration? And in a moment of weakness, she said yes. As I began to see people on the roofs of the streetcars, and I said, this is my golden opportunity. So I climbed on the roof of car 86. So all the way up Market, I was doing car 86, and then finally the inspector at Van Ness told me to come down, so off I went. I was 86th off car 86.
San Francisco still is a classic city. San Francisco has a charm, it has the arts, it has a lot of things going for it. I don't see it, except for the traffic, as being that much different. I don't think it's changed that much. It's still, as I said, my favorite city.